Another thing my dad was proud of was the role that he played in the space race. During the 60s, or 50s and 60s, it was a time called the Cold War era in American history. We'd come out of World War II as victors, but we had Russia remaining as a possible adversary. We also had China as an eventual adversary. My mom warned me when I was a little kid, we don't need to worry about the Russians so much as the Chinese. And I said, why? And she said, because there's so many of them. And my mom understood what was up. But because of that, our government in 1962 decided we wanted to beat the Russians at the space game. They'd already sent up some satellites and they'd sent a dog up into space, and we didn't have the technology for that. We could drop nuclear bombs, but we didn't have ICBMs, I believe, at that time. So anyway, my dad was proud of his service as a hydraulics test engineer. He was responsible to prove that the landing legs on the lunar module right here wouldn't work. And he had a half a dozen guys working for him, trying to prove to the guys that designed the stuff that it wouldn't work. So that was called sustaining engineering. There's a bunch of CDs in here that describe the space race. My dad used to brag that he was paid amongst the top 1 percentile of all people for the work that he did for a short time. And here's a Los Angeles Times special, whatever you want to call it, edition on the space race and what we'd achieved by 1966. And my dad was certainly a part of that. So he also had has some letters of recommendation and things like that, and a commemorative coin. It feels like aluminum to me, but nonetheless, he was very proud of what he did. And since he was a professional almost his entire life, he was wearing a tie almost every working day. So he loved tie tacks, and he has this one of the Apollo command module, not the lunar module. And here is a picture of the escape module that came off the lunar module. He didn't have anything to do with these designs or this design. He had everything to do with the landing legs on the lunar lander.